ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Paola di Luca, who is going to be talking on envisioning the ideas of tomorrow, that is design future. So let's have, once again, a huge, huge, huge round of applause for her. She's been with us since morning and been constantly, giving her insights. So thank you so much, Paola. Over to you.
Thank you, thank you. I like that we started with this video because this video, in a way, is embracing and recapping everything we discussed today. And honestly, this video was presented last month in Italy during this project that we have presented at the Vicenza Fair. And we had, the peers, Maidstones, lab-grown companies. We had also Ash Alibi, we had David Broth from Outlook Jewelry, and important, professionals. And of course we had Mr. Pramod Agrawal, the chairman of the JPC, so India was represented. But at the end of the day, whatever was discussed today about sustainability, gender fluid, creativity, augmented, is included in this video. But not because we are genius, just because we collected information with my colleagues. Even though we are not connected all the time, even though we are not working on a regular basis together, the antennas, they can feel and see and detect these informations and include it in their own research. So, with this session, I will conclude the session and wrap up the session for our industry. And is it moving the same? I don't know. It's not moving. Can you go to the next slide? So maybe because it's not going. I think it's not going. It's okay. I can talk without switching it. But basically, what is the future of diamonds? It's really like, why diamonds? Of course, India, it's like the largest hub in the world of polishing, cutting, and producing and distributing diamonds in the world. So that means that the whole economy, most of the economy, the important part of the economy, the Indian economy, is entwined with not only jewelry, but in particular with diamonds. So diamonds symbolize, not only in this particular case, you know, the economy and workforce and creativity, but also is like, what is diamonds today? We heard, you know, technology, we talked about material, alternative, new fashions, recycled fashion, technology and fabrics and all that, but now we have to talk about diamonds, okay? And they relate to every point we discussed today. Number one, how diamonds are viewed today by millennials. Are they viewed like the previous generations? We have to reposition the meaning of diamonds. Diamonds for centuries and for a long time have been, they symbolize love, right? They were in exchange for, you know, engagement. Engagement all over the world. The biggest sales in diamonds is for bridal jewelry, from North America to Europe, to India, but also in the last, I would say more than a decade, diamonds are also part of the fashion purchase. It's like diamond fashion. It's like, it's also self-purchase. And now it's reconnecting with women's empowerment. We talked about the Me Too movement. But really, let's say in North America, women have been buying their own jewelry since the 90s, early 90s, because they started working, making money, buying new jewelry. But now, how is it evolving? I mean, are they still buying this jewelry? What kind of jewelry people is buying? Men, we talked about gender fluid, we talked about, you know, gay communities. I mean, men, heterosexual and gay are wearing also diamonds. And for instance, De Beers is targeting men as the next big segment of the market. Do we have enough, or do we have any good designs for men? Or maybe few, and maybe we need to expand. So new values are emerging in the world of diamonds. And these values, the diamond sector is facing a deep crisis due to the sweeping changes in society and the new value, from expectation to also a growing scarcity of natural resources in the future. So we're taking for granted that we're going to have all these diamonds for the next 100 years. We will not. They're going to be more, and this is maybe it's good because they are more rare. Maybe it's going to be an upcycle or recycle of diamonds. Maybe we will value diamonds in a different way. For decades, I've been seeing companies, including here, I mean at the show, they are not really designing with diamonds. They're just putting many carats on a necklace or like a bracelet. But there is not, beside the intrinsic value of the diamond itself, there is no thought process, there is no design. And before we were talking about, you know, the margins. The margins of the diamond industry, they became peanuts because everybody's trying to beat each other. They're killing the competition, and who's doing that damaged enormously the market. So who are we really beating? We are killing ourselves. This is what's happening. So we should combat, we should actually fight the ones that they're just trying to compete by lowering the margin. They're really killing the economy. It's like when they do this with real estate, when they're lowering and lowering and lowering the price of estate just for the sake of selling it rapidly, they're killing exactly the margins for everybody else. So it's not a long-term vision, but it's a short-term vision. So what's the point of even joining a forecasting event if you're only thinking up to this week? So we have to have a long-term vision, or at least a medium and a long-term vision, especially when we talk about the jewelry, the diamond industry. But no, the traditional sector is unable to communicate with modern consumer who encompasses the new value of millennials and Generation X. cultural diversity, experiential luxury, storytelling, digital code seem very far from the traditional ways of trading and selling diamonds. So we are doing all the beautiful stories, and some of my very good Naveen is, talking about, well, it's too bad that not everybody in the industry, no more people from the industry, from the other side is joining this event. You know what? This event is called cracks, and the crack means that there are opportunities. It's not an open door. Not everybody got it. Not everybody will get it right away. That's why unfortunately, there is an extinction. Many people will be out of business, and then we'll have to invest in other stuff. Could be technology, could be real estate, could be other businesses, but this is like not understanding and not changing the way we are doing business in the jewelry industry, translating, shutting down our companies sooner or later, because there is no room for everybody to act like that. There is not enough, first of all, economic resources, but also if you're not literate, like digitally literate, if you're not millennial literate or Gen Z literate in terms of value, and apply it into our daily life and business, we're going to be out of business. It's an epidemic. It's like the coronavirus, honestly. It's the coronavirus of the industry. If we do not act upon it, if we don't change, that's what's going to happen. So we are exploring the new age emotion, the new age of emotion, and for instance, imperfection, we were talking about, the future is uneven, and we were talking about, we play with imperfection. Imperfection is imperfection. I am perfect with my own cracks. Before, the Dutch designers Fleur and Noël were talking about cracks in the stone that makes it unique. Before it was like about the 4C of diamond, the 4C of, purity and perfection. Listen, brown diamonds, Argyle diamonds were considered like, discarded or something. All of a sudden they became interesting for like high-end designers, and they're like in demand. Colored diamonds in the past were not requested. Now there are, Alrosa is working on promoting fluorescent diamonds and making it like a design element rather than a flaw. And who said that a flaw cannot be something great? For instance, now in jewelry design, minerals and inclusion are part of the design itself. And they're sold as a design element, a design feature. Even beauty, models, either men or women, are like, they have imperfections. And they are the most requested by photographers to have unique shooting. So uniqueness, it's not negative. To be formatted is not interesting anymore. Industrialization is not really interesting anymore. So are we embracing the flaws? Society is becoming more inclusive, embracing people of all types, supporting and making the world a better place. So consumers move beyond the 4C to seek distinctive feature properties that were earlier seen as fault, to celebrate imperfection. But again, imperfection is also imperfection. Imperfect for being different. So it's up to how proud we are of our design, how confident we are for our design. And it's funny because we've been talking with the researcher about the millennial looking and seeking for validation. The old people, we don't need validation, but not because we feel we're better, because we accepted ourselves. It's about accepting yourself. And my flaws are my beauty and my uniqueness. And it's no longer a flaw, it's something special that makes us special. And in a way, you're saying, well, millennials look for validation, but at the same time, the millennials are the one that create a movements online where even TikTok, I mean, people is showing themselves in the most weird ways, okay? And even the beauty that are like on Instagram, like models and makeup and, you know, people from all sort of like, you know, transgenders to the most weird people in the world are showing themselves, and believe it or not, they are the most followed online. I mean, the influencers are not like necessarily the pretty girls, but they're also very unusual people, sometimes sort of ugly. We discuss about the ugliness sometimes, or very weird. It's intriguing. It's fascinating. We are looking, and there are people, there are people that are, you know, let's call it healthy, like you say in India, like a little bit, you know, they might be overweight, they might have some issues. And these people, they have so many followers because they are so confident of themselves that they become stars. So, how is it showing already in jewelry? I mean, this is, we didn't make this up, this is already happening. So as you can see, there are designers that they are using inclusive diamonds with inclusions or stones with inclusion that becomes a design element. And even the contrast between regular diamonds and diamond with inclusion makes it unique. And mix and matching techniques is very unique. So for instance, this is very modern, like sliced diamonds, which honestly also come from Indian tradition as well. They are now being interpreted by, you know, different designers from all over the world. They are doing something different. Mix matched, it's very requested. Look, mixing enamel as well with diamonds, and it's like unique design. And again, perfectly imperfect. We were talking about, you know, sustainability. We're talking about fluidity. Look how these abstract values are incorporated into interior design, and now they are incorporated, maybe unconsciously, into design already. So this morning we looked at all the beautiful fashion trends and how the fashion world is advanced. The difference between this sector and that sector, they are more aware of what they're doing. And sometimes the jewelry people, they do it unconsciously. We do these things without thinking. But at the end of the day, it's part of our already being. We already design like that. But we don't have the skill, the communication, the awareness, maybe yes, the skill to present it in a certain way. And I really hope that we as jewelry people will develop a new jewelry culture. And sorry if I repeat myself with jewelry, to really catch up with, let's say, the luxury world, because we are luxury. I mean, there is nothing more luxurious than jewelry, but as long we are aware of the values and we communicate values versus only communicating the weight of the stones and the gold and price it. So the concept of love has changed. So we were talking about, you know, gender fluid and different type of love. Love is for ourselves, is between people, could be of the same gender, could be a mother and a daughter, could be with a friend. So how do you say, I love you? So today, you know, diamonds might not be, for instance, not only diamonds are exchanged for engagement, but also called gemstones, but also salt and pepper diamonds. So diamond continue to remain symbol of love. The diamond has been considered romantic, beautiful, spiritual, and a perfect symbol of eternal bond between two people in love. Over the years, diamond engagement ring became such a prominent romantic part of relationship culture. With growing popularity, they were termed as girl's best friend. But is it only girl's best friend today? Maybe it should be also men's best friend, because men are wearing diamonds now, and they are feeling more calm. Not only they are wearing it as earrings, but they can wear wedding bands with diamonds. Could be white, could be black, could be brown, could be anything they like. And it doesn't make their manhood different. They're not wearing them. Actually, it makes them more men, because they have the confidence of wearing it and be confident with the diamond. The New Age love is not only symbolized by diamond, but stones that reflect the emotion and sentiment in a person and unique manner. Now, talking about diamonds, we also are talking about color influences in bridal. For instance, bridal today is also promoting bridal jewelry like in India. It's not just bridal jewelry is not only an engagement ring, it's not only a wedding band, but it's a set. And you see, symbol of love, those are also symbol of love. It's a new way of saying I love you. That doesn't have to be just a wedding band. This is what Stephen Webster was here like 2 days ago at the Artisan Award. There are different ways of saying I love you. And so the concept of, if we have to evolve the symbolism of diamonds. So what is the next step for us? What is the future of diamonds? I don't have an answer, but I can tell you what we have to do, what we should evolve them. We can't just keep believing and thinking that it's not only just going to be a solitaire for the next 30 years or 10 years. Maybe we're going to have the solitaire and one stone, but maybe even within the traditional bridal rings, engagement rings, there are trends. There is deco, there is baroque, there is the romantic, there is nature inspired, there is the halo ring, there is the trio stones. I mean, there are many trends within the bridal. But how can you now take it to the next level? How can we include men's jewelry in diamonds? How can you include gay marriage? I mean, maybe two men, they're not going to wear an engagement ring, or maybe yes. So let's take it to, maybe the design is going to be different, but it is a segment of the market. So either we like it or not, that's what it is. And same for women. And maybe some people, they're not going to just wear, a normal. Maybe they want to say, I love you with a cuff, or maybe with a pair of earrings, but they don't match. So, diversity. So you see, this is a way of showing diversity in studs and changing it, but also diversity is also showing how diamonds come in different colors. Beyond material value, diamond represents diversity. So diamond, I've been saying that lately. I say, why the diamond industry is being racist with non-white diamonds? I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, only white diamonds, why? I mean, it's like, so this concept of accepting colored diamonds, salt and pepper inclusion diamonds, it gives us an opportunity not only to really push goods that in the past were not, sold, they were like, but now we can use this material, and it's part of the sustainable concept that we've been saying over and over. What are we doing with the discarded, diamonds? What are we doing with diamonds that were like once considered not good? Why? I mean, what are we doing with that? What are we doing with dust, the diamond dust? What are we doing with whatever? So that's part of the whole process. And so now, for instance, colors, it's like how diamond dust, diamond and colors incorporated in jewelry. And you see, this is like, once again, Stephen Webster, blue titanium and diamonds. And color and diamonds. So diamonds enhance color, but vice versa. Also colored diamonds are enhanced by colored material or just like plain material. So cross-cultural exchange, once again, application of diamonds and also colored gemstones in ways of expressing nowadays. So we've been talking about cross-culture, we've been talking about diversity, we've been talking about, but even having it holistic, before it was, Akash was talking about holistic. Right now we are holistic because, I'll give you an example. I like this designer a lot, Nadine Kanzo, but all of these designers here, Solange, they've been using their own language, calligraphy, in this case is Arabic, to express. That's what she uses. She uses Arabic calligraphy, but she does it in a kind of cool way, like graffiti. And by doing that, she's kind of making it, she's a Lebanese designer, right? Because there is a lot of debate about Islam and, Islamic culture, especially, in the last decades with terrorism and all that. So all of a sudden, especially in the West, if you're like Muslim, it's dangerous. No, it's not. It's everybody else. Everybody's dangerous, everybody's not. It's cool. And she makes statements by making, Arabic writing cool, and everybody wants to wear it. And she's very proud of it. So she's proud of her own culture. She's making it a statement. She has become kind of a leader and an influencer. If you go online, Nadine Kanzo and Bil Arabi, she has an incredible following online. She's Dubai-based, and she sells a lot. And what I think is interesting about a designer like that, she's proud of her own heritage, despite of whatever the world is saying. She's making a stand and she's actually saying something. We can do that with Sanskrit, we can do that with Chinese lettering, we can do it. It's like being proud of our own culture. Earlier Narendra was saying, don't copy people that you like I was admiring, he was saying Azzadina Layat, or Mugler, but I realized I didn't want to be them, but I thought it was interesting to understand what influenced them. And that is interesting, it's like, so when you're asking questions, I have to sell whatever abroad, right? And many of you I know have questions about, okay, my boss wants to generate a lot of product, design, they don't give me an opportunity. I just said before, one of you asked me this question about how can, it's a process. I started forecasting in the 90s, okay? And many things have changed, but many things still have to change. And we have to be patient. Patient doesn't mean we're waiting. Patience means we have to do things, but we cannot pretend that the entire world is going to walk or move to our pace. As long as we can make things for us, or at least around us, effective in the way we want it, at the end of the day, we also have to respect that not everybody is so fast. We have to respect diversity, and diversity is also slow people, okay? And unfortunately, some people will end or will have to change business because they are not embracing modern time. So Gen Z and millennial mindset, this is very important, mindset. Mindset means that if you are not 38 and you are suddenly 40, it doesn't mean you're dead, because I'm not dead. Look at me. Am I dead? No. I'm not a millennial, I'm in Gen X, I'm in the middle. I'm not old, but I'm not young anymore. But, we exist, but that doesn't mean, the older people, they didn't embrace technology, it doesn't mean. So the point is, even age should not be considered a negative aspect, either if you're very young or if you're older. Because there is a positioning for everybody. In fact, the sage, older people can mentor you very well, can help you to understand and navigate the waters of digital age. Because I have to admit, we're able to filter better online. Because sometimes I can see that younger generation are unable to analyze what they see. Everything, it's like all these informations. Some older people, not so, but some people with experience, they'll be able to analyze chaos and organize it and filter the information. Because not everything we see is valid. It's not. So we have to be able to analyze politics, informations, product, influencers, news, culture. Not everything we see it's valid. We have to be able to judge, and this judgment can be done with confidence, with experience, with a perspective. So are they ready to put a diamond ring on it? Like, is Gen Z and millennial interested in diamonds? Are you? They're spending money on the latest phone, traveling, restaurants, buying clothes. Do you have enough money to buy diamonds, or you just expect that someone buys it? Or you prefer to spend money in maybe fashion jewelry rather than diamonds? I don't know. Yes, no, this is the debate. And the debate is what kind of diamond jewelry you really like. Maybe the diamond jewelry in the past were like, big rocks. Now it's about layering diamonds or layering jewelry and mix and matching. So you see, diamond pieces are becoming smaller, but maybe the statement is about the layering of jewelry, and by layering, you mix and match your diamonds with, your gemstones, or maybe your leather bracelet, or your fabric bracelet, or your fashion jewelry mixed with diamonds. I mix and match all the time. I don't wear only fine jewelry. I wear fine jewelry, I wear custom jewelry, I wear everything. It's an attitude. It's like what we were saying earlier. High fashion, it doesn't mean you're wearing the same a label. You can wear like street stuff and make it fashionable, and it's up to you. It's like your statement. Collectible pieces and asymmetry. Now, some of these pieces have diamonds, some of these pieces, they don't have diamonds, but those are the type of jewelry that now are selling, and they're popular worldwide. So when some of you, when I'm not on stage, ask me, so Paola, I am selling to Europe. I go to France, and these people, what are they buying? Because at the end of the day, that's someone of you said to me. When I go, they want new stuff, but then they end up to buy the same things. And my answer was, well, what kind of jewelry are you presenting as new jewelry? Did you do your research? Did you get your consumer magazine from like the local culture? You're going to France. Did you buy, are you buying, did you subscribe to the consumer magazine that, from that particular country? France, or England, or Germany, or Italy, for example. Also within the consumer magazine, what kind of magazines? You got the high-end magazine, because each consumer will buy certain magazines. There are the gossip magazines, there are the fashion magazines, there is Vogue, there is Harper's Bazaar, there is Vanity Fair, there is Femina, it depends. I mean, each consumer, it's a cluster, it's a consumer cluster. And within this consumer cluster, they are going to have photo shoot and brands, and maybe within this magazine, you will learn about local brands that is going to start going online, and by going online, you're going to see their assortment, which you don't have to copy, but you can figure out what these people are interested in. It's very important. You cannot just design in your own shop in Mumbai thinking, well, I heard that in Europe like simple stuff. Not really. It depends. What's simple? I mean, I didn't think that, you know, the Noel and Fleur were doing simple stuff. They were not. They wasn't that simple. Actually, I thought it was very complex because even in their simple eating, there was like enamel, it was like in layered enamel, ornate design, but they did it in a very slick way, which is very, it's like, you know, it's like, maybe liked by many women, but even in India, I'm talking about everyday jewelry. I'm not talking about a wedding, I'm not talking about an occasion, because if I look around, you girls and women are dressed very simple when you're not wearing your style. So are the men. So at the end of the day, simplicity sells. Akash called it intuitive design. I mean, I think this is pretty intuitive, isn't it? It's very simple. It's very simple. So, sustainability, change the politics, not the climate. So those are mines, right? This is a diamond mine. So this is a big topic now, and I will, start. I'm going to touch very briefly on. Going to take 10 more minutes, no more than that. Lab-grown diamonds versus natural diamonds. I know that India is fighting this. It's like, oh my God, it's about natural diamonds, not lab-grown diamonds. Even though there are Indian companies that are investing in lab-grown diamonds themselves. Now, we cannot stop the future. Lab-grown diamonds exist. We will have lab-grown diamonds in the market, and they are already selling. Now, if they're selling more than natural stones, I don't think so. And I don't think they will be bigger than the natural stones. But we cannot stop the inevitable, because it's already here. What we can do as an industry, we have to make sure that consumers are informed correctly. We cannot do frauds. We cannot mix lab-grown diamonds with natural diamonds. We cannot. We have to certify the lab-grown diamonds and give a lab-grown diamond piece to our consumer, because we have to be proud of pieces that could be fashion pieces with lab-grown diamonds. What's wrong with that? We have to teach people what is a lab-grown diamond, how is it done, they are grown, how do you do it, and maybe we were talking the other day with Akash from, not you Akash, but someone else, about maybe coming up with different shapes with lab-grown diamonds. Because if lab-grown diamonds can be grown, maybe let's do an hexagon shape versus a round shape. Let's make a 3D diamond versus a regular diamond. Let's make a ring in a diamond. Does it make sense? So let's take our imagination to the next level if we have to do a lab-grown diamond. So you as a designer, as a maker, as a dealer, take it to the next level. So gratification of today versus the future of the planet. Well, I'm not going to skip here. I'm going to skip here, but basically, those are diamonds, and these are like rough diamonds. When they come out, this is like real tint to argyle diamond. This is how they come out. And honestly, they look beautiful. Don't they look beautiful? They look amazing, right? The rough diamonds. So, design today is also this color. See, this is like diamond pieces. And even the class, look how the different color of diamonds are incorporated into design. It's pretty amazing. And again, look at design like recycled gold and silver, alternative sustainable material. Look how beautiful are these diamonds, sliced diamonds in combination with the mother of pearls, opals. Look how beautiful this design is. So man-made and natural diamonds, okay? So does the future of lab-grown diamond sparkles as a natural diamond? Does it sparkle? Yes, it sparkles as a lab-grown diamond. Yes, why not? But at the same time, natural diamonds are natural diamonds. I don't think, but this is my own perspective, natural diamonds are threatened by lab grown, because it's completely something else. I mean, we have natural gemstones, synthetic gemstones, and the synthetic did not damage the natural stones. As long, who sells the stones is honest and gives a GIA certificate or any certificate, and that's it. We had always natural diamonds, and then we had also cubic zirconia and Swarovski crystals, correct? Did the cubic zirconia threaten the natural diamonds? No. Now there is an extra layer. The extra layer is natural diamonds, lab-grown, cubic zirconia, Swarovski crystals. Let people decide what they want to buy. That's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, as long we shouldn't feel threatened by the lab-grown diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds are there as long there is some kind of clear positioning of the lab-grown diamonds. I don't think it's an issue. Of course, people prefer natural diamonds because they're rare. Because we're going to have scarcity of diamonds. So diamond is an investment, but as long you guys, the makers and the designers and the seller, are not keep killing the market by lowering the margin, by not really investing in the communication of diamonds, and not giving all this thought process in creating diamond jewelry. So, laboratory-grown diamonds have essentially the same chemical composition, crystal structure, optical and physical property as diamond extracted from mines as those 100% diamond. The only difference between laboratory-grown and mine diamonds is one type was created within a steel extracted from earth, and the other was created in the state-of-art laboratory. So, man was able to recreate a diamond, but it wasn't, just taken from earth. Of course, the natural diamond has encapsulated millions of years. It's crystallized gas. Maybe it's crystallized energy. Maybe it's crystallized divinity. That's what a diamond is. And it symbolizes something greater than us. Maybe it's coming from the Big Bang era. That's what a diamond is. Versus a lab grown, it's just made today. Technically, it might be, very similar. It's like, listen, I made an example. Some women were born, some women, they get a lot of things done to become beautiful. I'm not against plastic surgery or aesthetic medicine, but, at the end of the day, it looks good. What can I say? You know what I mean? It's like, of course, being born beautiful is better than being made up, honestly. But that's what it is. So, in July 2018, the Federal Trade Commission released a revised guideline for marketing. So, here it's the example of what the Beers did by creating light bulbs, which is like promoting lab-grown diamonds. Now, of course, we are aware, and I've spoken to them, there was a marketing move to make sure that lab-grown diamonds are positioned almost at the fashion jewelry level, okay? And also to kind of control the price point. This is in development. We cannot decide it. What I can tell you, though, and this is what I think, is that a bad design with natural diamonds and good design with lab-grown diamonds, I don't know what I would pick. Between a non-design piece, natural diamonds, and a very good design piece by a very good designer in lab-grown diamonds, maybe I'll pick the second. Okay? If there is a beautiful piece by Stephen Webster or by Viren Bhagat in lab-grown, I might get the Viren Bhagat in lab-grown and natural. You know why? Because I'm buying art with material. Does it make sense? But that's me. But that's me. Of course, the Viren Bhagat with natural diamonds, you cannot beat that. That's the truth. So it's not, I mean, art is not about the material, it's about the idea, the conception, the creativity. The material, it's part of it, it gives an extra benefit, but it's not just about the material. So, I conclude with saying, what is the future of climate? I don't have an answer. But what I hope I brought to the table, and I recap, was everything we discussed today. We discussed diversity, we discussed sustainability, we discussed personalization, we discussed one of a kind, also imperfection or flaws which become perfection. We discussed many things, mismatching, future not being even but uneven. We discussed all these abstract values. How do we translate these values into a sector? I showed you an example that is already exists. I'm only a chaos organizer. I don't predict the future. I help you see it and go through it. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you didn't get bored. It was a long day. I want to thank my wonderful colleagues and speakers who enriched and made the day beautiful and spectacular. I learned a lot, and I thank you for being here and be patient always. And I don't know if you have questions. If not, thank you, humbly. I thank you. Grazie. I don't know. You have questions? Do we want to do a round table with 70 people? Or 80 or 100? You're tired. Well, if you don't, I thank you. I think we're done with the session, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Last thing. We are going to be working on the next Atman for season 2022, which will be presented in February 2021. Next signature show. We need the support of everybody. Last time they gave us a month and a half. This year we will have more time. We need all the possible resources. So we're going to be talking with the institute, with the organization, and the idea is to really put together, organize whatever knowledge inside heritage with the future vision for the Indian manufacturing and design. So we need your vision to collaborate, okay? So we are going to collect information during the next several months. There is a system. The system is not just by contacting me, but we'll do it through GJPC, and we create a channel of communication to collect this information, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mama. May I request you to please be on stage? Invite you again. And may I also invite our speakers once again, Saikat Mitra and Akash Das, to please come on stage. And may I request Mr. Milan Choksi, Convener, Promotions and Marketing, GJEPC, to please come and felicitate our speakers. Let's have a thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for such a power-packed sessions that we've had throughout the day. And thanks to our thought leaders who have really given us some wonderful insights.
Good evening, everyone. Lots of information today. If you guys haven't been able to soak everything in, it's all available on YouTube. You can go log in and see each and every speaker again and take down whatever's relevant. I'm sure everyone had something to learn from each one, if not from all. So thanks again. Thank you, Paola, for being fantastic, as always. And have a nice evening. Thanks, everyone.